Snowultations, everybody. This is Hale, and right now we are going to be playing and continuing our Let's Play of the Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. I just need to set up one final thing, which is my own VTuber. I just noticed that my program where I project myself into the world was not open. But it should be soon. I hope you guys had or are having a wonderful weekend. And I know I certainly had a really chill one. I continued my descent into madness with Balatro. I played a lot of it off stream. Managed to get some things after me. Some wins, but I mostly just kept losing antes. As they say, I probably had a really bad case of beginner's luck. Or maybe a good case. Where is it? I'm currently trying to find out where the game capture is. Right now it seems to be focusing on Balatro, where it should be focusing on the Ace Attorney Investigations collection. There we go. A lot of technical difficulties today. How fun. But we'll get there eventually. We will get there eventually. Also wanna enlarge my camera. No, not the camera frame. This. We want to make it a little larger. What I don't understand is... What I don't get is how do I capture it and make it bigger from this angle? It's a little confusing. Oh, shit. This shouldn't be here at all. The just chatting visuals are not supposed to be here. This is not supposed to be here either. I'll just remove it. No, this is the just chatting. Let's see. Oh, maybe it's because it's unlocked. There we go. It was offset for like a couple of streams now. Talk about a rookie's mistake. But we're going to continue Ace Attorney Investigations, starting right now. Today's case is Turnabout Airlines. I'm just going to boot up the game. And the plan for today's session, for today's stream, which we can see right now. I'm just gonna lower the volume a bit. Actually like it when it's a little low. This is like for the old school. Let's see. I just wanna... lower things a tad. Maybe like get it to here. And we'll keep the soundtrack arranged because so far a lot of the arrangements do take me by surprise. So, while we're going over Ace Attorney Investigations, some of the things that happened last stream. We started Turnabout Airlines. I think we are halfway through the case right now. I also prepared myself some blueberry tea. It's from a specialty brand called Curtis. They usually sell it at Russian stores, and I'm not gonna... And whatever it tells you about my actual coordinates, you will never know. So far, Turnabout Airlines is pretty fun. You have Rhoda Tenario, who is really cute. You have Cami Melee, who's an absolute bitch. I think the ways that in which she is bitchy are ones that like strike a chord with me personally. And Franziska von Karma is back, and she wants to avenge. And she wants not to avenge, she wants to take revenge against Miles Edgeworth. As for why, well, those who actually play the investigations game know it's because of the very loaded backstory these two have. And basically what happened is that Rhoda Tenryo got arrested. Rhoda Tenryo got arrested, and but Edgeworth is not convinced that it's actually Rhoda Tenryo. And now we're going to investigate the warehouse as it became investigatable. And we also know that Ekby Hicks, that Mr. Hicks was not the guy who was murdered. And we'll just go in. Screen's dark for some reason, and it seems like it's loading, but it should be loading fine. March 12, 252, fly to G390, lower deck, cargo hold. And here we have Gumshoe with his dopey expression, Edgeworth, and Franziska. Wow, so this is the cargo hold, huh? This plane is, as usual, humongous. Very big. It's so big! This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating. And I don't think it's very eco-friendly either. So this is the real crime scene of the murder? There is certainly a high probability of that, which is why we're here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating, sir. So, we have a lot of things to go over. Let's talk with Gumshoe first. Let's see if he has anything to say. Just to see who's on the stream now. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm gonna start this conversation with talking with my good old pal, Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir. This cargo hold is really big. I can't believe they can fit stuff like that in here. Detective, what are you going on about? We're in the middle of an investigation here. Whoa, stuff's falling on me. And also, Edgeworth, you also asked me if I noticed anything, so this was something I noticed. Fine, then. To re-emphasize, I do a lot of light improv while I play the game. Welcome new viewer, we're currently playing Ace Attorney Investigations, and we are currently in the midst of the airplane case, Turnabout Airlines. I can't really get into my works without something like this happening first. Well, let's get this show on the road. So, which item do you want to start on? In this world, there are those who are masochistic, and then there's Gumshoe. I think that with Gumshoe's case, I don't think that he likes pain. I think that he just does things without thinking about them too much. Like, he's very much like bullheaded is the word. So that flight attendant, Rhoda Tenryo, she's the killer, isn't she? I don't think we can say that for sure yet. Well, there are certainly a great number of things pointing us in that direction. You mean like how she didn't tell us about her buying her own suitcase? Yes, however, in that regard, the key card being stolen. I can't seem to find any evidence that she's lying about that. So yeah, Rhoda told us that the key card to the special cargo floor is missing. Let's examine the elevator. Oh, I just loved pushing the battles on elevators and crosswalk signals. Here, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it. The elevator is currently stopped on the first floor, Detective. It can't move. Oh, yeah, I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now. Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special key card. Both the door to the attendance room and the elevator's control panels require a key card, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here. Which reduces our suspect list quite a bit. Welcome, to the Ace Attorney stream. So, let's see what the officer has to say. Have you noticed anything strange happening around here? No, sir. I haven't noticed a thing. I'm not sure that he meant to sound so oblivious. And let's also talk to Franziska, who's probably gonna chew us out for talking to her. You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct that investigation. It seems to me you were already here at this airport for something besides the murder. Oh yes, Franziska's motives. Yes, I was. I've been following a very large and involved governmental-level international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it's decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Wow, imagine being 19 and collaborating with Interpol. That's really big. That's a really big achievement. Interpol is involved. It's a top secret operation, so I can't really tell you any more than I already have. Well, not much we can say either, but I think I want to show her some pictures and see if she responds. That's the victim. It's infuriating to see him crumpled on the floor like that, lifeless. I will catch the one who did that to him myself, I swear it. Franziska is really worked up over the victim. That she is. No, it doesn't seem like she has anything to say. Yeah, same old. Not much we can do now. I say... Oh, what's this? Well, so we're gonna do a thing, like a twist that has already been done. And see if there's anything on the receipt. And there isn't! This is like spoilers for early Phoenix, right? Like one of the big plot twists is simply found by flipping the receipt. Welcome fellow viewers. I'm currently streaming Ace Attorney Investigations, and we are... welcome Explode Things, welcome everyone else. We're currently watching Ace Attorney playing the Ace Attorney Investigations games. And I just want to see if there's anything on the receipt, and there isn't. Not much on the fabric either. Now there's some bed sheets. Keeping track with many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. This sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir. We have bed sheets, which would be pretty dry. Grape juice, handled with care. Yes, the grape juice. And then there's the weird Zheng Fa bird, which I don't understand. Is it like supposed to be its beak? It just looks really funny. By the look of his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he pours his puppy eyes, I have no intentions of doing so. Aw, Edgeworth. Honestly, good on Gumshoe. These jobs tend to be very taxing. Hey, what's with this suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked in, sir. So the suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he's mind if we got a closer look. There's nothing out of the ordinary in hers, sir. Wait, a file. And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir. It looks like a profile on Franziska. Ooh. Why would Mr. Hicks have a file on her? Well, I think we can connect that one pretty easily, and I'm gonna pretend I don't know what's up. Like I don't know, so let's investigate the suitcase first. Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair. These must be all the ones left from ones they couldn't sell, which is a lot. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after the flight is over. The paint job is really cool though, don't you think? It practically screams artsy. Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you too much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200? I think I'll pass. And Miss Tenero wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 more jobs just to buy one. Although, it definitely looks like one is missing. What's this bit of substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments. Oh. Gamers, I think we can connect a few dots right now. First of all, I wanna... Yeah, one sec, seem to have dropped something. Okay. All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says flammable, and this one says pharmaceuticals. This one says for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? I don't know, Edgeworth. This could be from like, for exorcism users only, and spirit mediums are a canon part of the Ace Attorney canon. Part of the Ace Attorney canon. That's not how that line works. Anyways, we can connect these two pretty easily. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses as lenses. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected. Ergo is such a weird word. There's only one instance where people really use it, and it's usually in essays, school or college essays. It's basically a synonym for therefore, and people just use ergo when they don't want to say therefore or because or as a result and like repeat it too much. So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Edgeworth, you've been Flanderized with your stupidity. Oh, but I don't feel like I'm Ned Flanders from The Simpsons. Oh, forget it. Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. And up next, let's connect this. It's pretty obvious that Franziska works with Interpol. I also think it's on trailers. Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Franziska? Oh, I know. He's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir. Franziska said that she had to come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation. Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks already heard she was coming here and followed her. Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was in actuality Interpol agent Hicks. I think Franziska has some explaining to do. And let's talk to Franziska. You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense! What are you talking about? We found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol agent Hicks. Isn't that correct? I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. Here's another thing I like about investigations is that, like, they take some aspects from Apollo Justice, like the existence of the Gavinier, and I think that, like, Borginia is another one, and they re-implement it and build up on it. This is something that, the, Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice also attempt to do, but I think this game just does it slightly better, even though they could have incorporated more characters from Apollo Justice, like in the flashback. It's, in my opinion. But it looks like they got to him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent, then? Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. He went undercover to investigate this crime. And it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once we had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. I think we have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. But what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Ow! Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisco, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue an investigation? No, unfortunately I was going to find out from him after he landed. I see. But this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then, as a killer put Agent Hicks in one of the spare suitcases and they entered the elevator, but while they were riding it up, the plane hit the patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Hicks' body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor. That was a really short investigation. I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage. What? Really, sir? I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Rhoda Tenero. And now we're going to cross-examine Francisca. With definitive evidence. If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is that the key card allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you? I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Miss Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is that the key card allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I'd say it's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you? I want to see what Edgeworth has to say. There isn't a single flaw in Francisca's reasoning. However, there must be something I can work with that can I draw out of her. Which means we have to press evidence. We have to press statements. That might be true, but then it could be anyone holding Miss Melee, including Miss Melee or even the captain. Don't be a fool. A plane without a pilot who's in the cockpit is like a horse without a rider, crop in hand. Much like Scruffy over there. Hey! Oh my god. I made myself laugh with my own voiceover. I can't disagree with her on that. Detective Gumshoe does always need a guiding hand. I mean, considering his actions in the trilogy, I won't disagree. I won't disagree with that. Very well. What about the other flight attendant, Miss Melee? Huh. I thought you might ask about her. But the point of keeping in mind is the keycard allows the elevator to come down here. Let's press again. But it is highly unlikely that the keycard was stolen. But it's highly likely that the keycard was stolen from Mr. Nero. It's highly likely? Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father? Ugh. Yes, well, I don't have any evidence. Be quiet! You're a disgrace! There is more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Tenero, you know? It's not just the key card that gives her away. We're talking about the murder weapon, the Captain Hugo piggy bank. Yes, she's also the only person with a key to open the display case. Further, there's a matter of the key to the display case, that held the murderer's bank. Well, she gave us something to work with. Because this was taken in the in-flight shop after the turbulence. Oh shit, and that was not what we wanted. Francisca, I believe your testimony just now conflicts with this piece of evidence. And I believe when you use the phrase I believe, you are anything but certain. Which means that showing me that piece of evidence is just a way to waste time. Ah! There's no need to whip the evidence as well. She whipped the evidence. Ow! Why did you whip me too, sir? One more victim besides myself and the evidence to add to the pile. Oh, Francisca. Okay, my question to you guys. Do you guys think that Francisca listens to... What are Francisca's favorite lesbian artists? Because look at this. I think that when I was 12, I didn't really... Sorry, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. I didn't really like headcanon characters or like see them as like LGBT, Q+ or whatever. And like, so I was still very straight-brained, like hetero-brained. Welcome to the stream, new viewer. And now like Francisca, like I even like tried like shipping with hetero ships. That's my main sin. Please forgive me, oh Father or Lord, because this woman is just very lesbian coded, and I'm all for it. So who do you guys think are her favorite artists, and what song of Chappelle Roan does she like the most? That's a question for the chat while I'm going to press her statement again and do voiceover. Welcome Sundancing Kitty to the stream. We are currently speculating about Francisca's music tastes. Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know what, we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us ascertain the sincerity of the weapon? I think that we need to update the autopsy report, fellas. Francisca, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Yes. We don't even have the autopsy results yet. And I think they should be updated. Oh, screw you, Edgeworth. It may have worked with Mr. Wright, but it will not work with me. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on the Agent Hicks's head is consistent with the murder weapon? Scruffy! Yes, sir. Contact the medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks's autopsy. Yes, sir! And he goes up. Goodbye. We've got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. What is it, detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said they already know one thing for sure. Report, now! The doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating on his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back. He was bitten over in such a wide area. Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer has a grudge against this Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Well, we do have a segment of the autopsy report. That's more than one thing. Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean? That's, I think the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the murder weapon. Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, detective? Oh, well, they said we're still looking into that, sir. You're completely useless! Yo! Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there. Oh, guys, it's our good friend from Virginia. No, you remove yourself from my way! What is all that racket? My luggage! My cargo! They're mine and I demand you return them to me! We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience. I suppose there is no choice. Finally, I think he gave... Hey, what do you... You have left me no choice but to use stronger first! Ah! You won't get past me! Oh my... This is... Wait, what is that? What is the whole thing? So that's what the whole thing has been about. Oh my god, this is one of the funniest scenes in the entire game. Further, there is a matter of the key to the display case which held the murderous bank. Goodbye. After all, you know we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. The doc said that it's one giant bruise bleeding from his shoulder down to his mid-back. He just fucking fell down. Goodbye forever. I didn't remember that it happened this early in the game, but it's really convenient. Oh, why did he die? What could have been the cause? Oh, he just fell down because he wants his... That was really stupid, but just, I don't know, it's funny. I think it's the cause of death. Nope. I can't see a clear connection between these two pieces of information. Whoops. I think that I need to connect the piggy bank to the cause of death because the wound is inconsistent. Yeah, there we go. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over and over, which is why it is extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then a piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. And if the weapon couldn't be found, and it's a sizable weapon, then maybe he just fell down. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. What was it all about? Was he trying to jump his way down there? Franziska. What? What do you want? I found it, Franziska. I found a real murder weapon. You did? Huh? You really jumped? We didn't realize until now, but But the answer has been right in front of us this whole time. He might be hurt. We should go check up on him, sirs. He has that pompous attitude of yours again. You really should learn to drop that habit. This coming from a prosecutor with the habit of whipping everyone she comes across. Yes, but it's fine when I do it, Francisco. How did you actually read my thoughts? Well, I have my secrets. Also, it's written all over your face. You will not judge my habits or my coping mechanisms. Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you will back yourselves up in with evidence. You two aren't listening at all, are you? Come on then, show this real murder weapon you speak of. Well, I don't have any evidence to show, that's the thing. I don't have any evidence to show you. Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool, from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. Fool, Edgeworth, you are full of crap. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show? Perhaps I should have phrased it as it was that which caused Agent Hicks' death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what the real cause of death, which was free fall. The victim fell off from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground. He fell to his death? Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death. But the murder happened inside this plane! I know. Are you claiming that there is someplace in this plane from which he could have fallen from? As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time. You can't mean... Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold. What? Then, we've got in trouble. We may have a second death on our hands, sirs. Hey, you! Tell me you aren't dead, pal. Quiet! Why are you screaming? He's alive! And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is a living proof of that. See what I did there? Pun. Very much intended. Okay, Francisco, we get it. I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances. The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean? I suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? You would have been a Virginian pancake for sure, sir, which sounds very yummy. We're just gonna ignore that you said that, detective. I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that the cargo box is there. So there is no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios. It may be there now, but there is no proof that it was always there. As if there could have been a window of time where that giant box was not here. But there was. What? What can I use to show her that it's possible for the box to not always been where it's now? I think it's in the Sky magazine. No, not that one. They're refueling in Jiangfa. You're refueling in the Republic of Jiangfa? Yes, this flight had a short layover in Jiangfa in order to refuel. And that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. Ah, it's labeled Jiangfa Express! Correct, meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Jiangfa. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded at the same time? It would mean that the box was not even a cargo hold during the Europe-Jiangfa leg of the flight, meaning a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible. Ah, but your theory is very far-fetched. Like the far distance from where it had to fall. I'm going to ignore your puns once again. Again, Francisco, they're terrible. I'm not the one saying them. They're being improvised by a VTuber. A PNG tuber. Francisca, please respect my, the tiny differences. Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business would be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. And we're investigating once again. Anything Gumshoe wants to add? Cause of death. Man, I can't believe Mr. Hicks fell to his death. I never would have guessed in a million years. That is still only an hypothesis. However, the investigation should prove it to be true. Speaking of falling, I'm glad the art guy's okay. He took quite the spill. Honestly, I would be fine if he passed out for a little longer. He's an obnoxious asshole. Yes, he was lucky to have landed on top of that piece of cargo. Yeah, I can just see it now. Passenger pays price for police foul-up. Prosecutor Edgeworth had fuel to the fire with the first murder with the second death. Yep, I'm willing to bet that it'll make the front page. That's not funny, detective. Don't implicate me in another murder. That happened once and it wasn't funny. Okay. This is a rather large piece of cargo. There is a tag on it, sir. Let's see. Alfred statue. Never heard of it. Nor have I, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Then let's get investigating, sir. It's time for more improvised Virginian. Look here! Do not go about touching my possessions without my permission. Don't rush on me like that, pal. So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. And we'll do that to stop his obnoxious theme song. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc. Of course it is mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This Alfred statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much, much more. Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold. 10 million cents. I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, detective. Darn, how did you know that? Because you only eat packets of noodles. I feel like we keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. Well, they know each other for like 80 years at this point, maybe 7? Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place. Did you hear that explode things? He spin. He has commenced the spin. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that euros or dollars? Does it really make a difference in our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there is the chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you could allow us to examine it a bit closer. It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching. We said Alfred. Maybe it's this one. Why do you show me something of no value? Show me the bread first, and maybe we will talk. Wait, he wants me to pay him before we comment on this? Well, unfortunately the game has a very specific way of, like, asking us to do things, so we need to logic our way before we talk to him. In addition, if I may have a word with you, Francisca, I don't think you have the time for idle chatter. You still need to prove to me that your hypothetical situation is very much, in fact, reality. Fine, we'll need to do that. Smuggling and a valuable piece of art. If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with this smuggling ring, then maybe it's possible this fake statue was brought on board by Zheng Fa. I think I need to question him a bit further. Let's question him a bit further then. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake. What? How dare you say my art is fake? I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring. Don't say such fantastical things! Those thieves would not dare! I have the certification of my cargo right there, right here. Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinkler Blanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. I can't read this. What does it say? It says as plain as day. The cargo was put onto the plane in Europe. And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board on Europe, just as it states in this certificate. No, that's... Which means that there is never a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there. I respectfully disagree. You can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself. Then you can't have your wish. Look at it yourself and see if I'm right. This... I know I've seen this somewhere before. This is the Alfred. It gives off such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it. This statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unraveled in a museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it. And was it originally from Europe? We don't talk about that! Here's the question. Is Zinc LeBlanc an art curator? Or is he also a curator of stolen art? Because this does not look very European, but it might be. I don't know. I don't know. Piece of art being shipped by Mr. LeBlanc, who claims it's worth 10 million cents. How much is 10 million cents? I'm just gonna check real quick. So 10 million cents to dollars is... I'm just really curious. I'm gonna look it up. So it's 10... It's not showing it to me. Why? Oh, enter 2 units to convert. Oh, it's convert... It's not letting me. Why? Oh. No, it doesn't seem to be... Okay, this converter doesn't really work. Cents to dollars converter. I know I'm stopping the Let's Play to check something really rudimentary. 1, 10, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Submit. It's $100,000, which is a lot. It is definitely a lot. $100,000, and how much is $100,000 in euro? It's 100,000. Wait, no, it's yeah, I overcalculated. It's 89,000 euro. So it's a lot of money. Even like with his weird 10 million cents comparison. Another thing, how much does, so it's $100,000. So it's $100,000. So how much does cup noodle price? Why does it cost like oh, a pack of 12. How much does a single cup noodle One cup noodle price. It costs $2. It costs around $2.1. So, we're doing the calculation for Gumshoe right now. It's really funny. Hold on. So, we're gonna go to a calculator. And, it's... Okay, so it's, $100,000 divided by 2.6. Right now it seems like, rounded up, it's Gumshoe with 100 million cents, or $100,000. A cup of noodle costs 38. Like, he will be able to buy 38,462 cups of noodles, which is a lot and also very unhealthy, but he would really be set for life in that regard. I can't believe that today I did the math for a fictional character. The things we learn to get. You live, you learn. I believe a closer look is warranted here. And let's go with a closer look. So this is the infamous Alfred statue. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something? There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. And well, it's because it's the Aleph yellow, not the Aleph red. Eureka! These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. No, I do, but I really like the color of the sun with its setting, sir. The memories. I remember standing out in that field, spinning with my arms until I fell ill. Don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in the photo? Huh? Ah! Sir, they're red! As I thought, this statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc. What do you want? Do you not know I am a busy man? I allow you 2 seconds for your answer. The Alfred, I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not? It is the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. It sounds like it's gonna be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you that you have my heartfelt sympathy, but... What is that? Sympathy? For what? You'll see. I'd like to compare the eyes. That large fellow of yours has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you. I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and one in the photo. Also, that was very rude. It's not very surprising. Welcome to the stream, new viewers. We're currently working on, welcome to the chat room, Sundancing Kitty and others. We are currently in the process of figuring out the mystery behind Zinc LeBlanc's pride and joy statue, which may have been a forgery this entire time. Why the sudden yelling? Now then, oh! It is a photo of the statue on display in the museum in Europe. I don't know how to say these lines. Like the weird noises that Ace Attorney characters say. Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. Fake? I believe that even further examination will be required. Get this crook behind bars. Welcome to the stream, Helmer TK. It's good to see you. Make sure that you also follow me. I do funny streams. Right now we haven't found a crook, but we are getting there. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake, There must be some sort of proof that this was... And how are you going? How are you, Helmer TK, at this? I hope you're having a nice weekend. Oh. Autumn recently began, and you definitely feel it in the tundra. The weather is getting... Like... I mean, the weather doesn't really change here, but it still feels autumny. I can't really describe it. And I will present to you the evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. The evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. I assume that we need to go down. What's this? The statue looks like it's stepping over its neighbor's cloth cover. It kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense, I hope. You, what did you say now? Further, my clothing has not being stepped on by anyone. Yes, sir, let's leg day today, so we chilling right now. Let's go! I'm all about chilling. It is too expensive for me to allow that to happen. Please forgive the trespasser, my subordinates. Why should I forgive the trespasses? Unless it is an expensive dress, you can keep it. Doesn't seem like we have anything here, but it might be the hint we want. Because it's trampling onwards. I mean, I think it's because this relates to their healing in Jiangfa. Cargo from Jiangfa. I think there we go. I got it. No, I didn't. There's clear contradiction. What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of cargo cover getting stuck on another piece of cargo. Oh, I did get it. I panicked too quickly. That's not possible. But it is. It shouldn't be that way, but the statue's on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo is brought aboard in Jiangfa, there is no way that any part of this should wind up under something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Jiangfa. But then what about the cargo certificate? Let me ask you, Lieutenant, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There's only one reason why. To secure proof of smuggling activity abroad this flight. So you say. But I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just so easily inspected all the cargo after the plane landed. That may be true. However, you have it backwards, Franziska. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found out the death about the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At the time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means that there is someone involved who is forging and modifying cargo certificates. Ooh, the statue is fake. Interesting. And investigation's complete, and my health bar is replenished. By the way, I'm gonna ask this question again because earlier in the songs, Franziska von Karma is very lesbian coded. Therefore, what is our favorite Chappelle Roan song? Like, what is the song that she puts on, like, that she really identifies more than her others? There's a lot of, like, I think that she just likes her whole album, but I think that, like, my guess is that Franziska's favorite Chappelle Roan song is Femininomenon, because it's kind of like, no one can do it like a bitch who's a femme and can get it up. It's also kind of aggressive, like Franziska. So I think that that's like her song, in my opinion. And Gumshoe said something. I'm gonna look at the history. I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh? Yes, well, the photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir. It was in fact taken to be used as reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had a secure proof that the smuggling has taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Zhengfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe Zhengfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Officer! No, that was a really... sorry, I'm a Clairo boy. Clairo is awesome as well. I like her songs as well. I mean, I also like her Bags song. It's a very... I have like faint memories of like listening to it in like cold winter nights with my headphones and just like being immersed with it. Clairo is great. We're not I think as long as your answer for like good lesbian artist isn't like say JoJo Siwa or Taylor Swift, then we're good. And this isn't me saying that like Taylor Swift isn't a good artist or like that queer people or like people can't like Taylor Swift. It's just like there is actual gay people music and it's not Taylor Swift. I mean, not actual music made by gay people. There we go. Officer! Move this statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath now. Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After moving the Gallifred statue out of the way, we tested the area under its luminol and there was a reaction. Well, I see. There was a reaction to luminol, an indication that there was blood in that spot. Can we stop looking at it now, sirs? It would seem that the deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned the blood blood up well. And how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up the blood? Well, we have our answer right here. It's the Bourguignon cloth. The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess. I see. They had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zhengfa. Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered during the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zhengfa? There is no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that's true, that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zhengfa, then this person becomes highly suspect, and it's Miss Melee's testimony. Mr. LeBlanc's testimony that he saw him leave during the reloading, we debunked it, and the one who's contradicting is definitely Cami Melee, which was obvious because she really jumped to like to make sure that we don't suspect that it happened during like 5 a.m. Recall Miss Melee's testimony about Agent Hicks's regard to when we departed Zhengfa. There she is. She's a Taylor Swift fan. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. She claims that Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but that totally contradicts the facts, sir. But why would she lie about something like that? Why would she? I think the only person who can answer for that is Miss Melee herself. And to be continued. But we will continue this right now. We are entering the end game of Turnabout Airlines. It's the EP flight attendant. Miss Melee. Miss Melee. Do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Zhengfa? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible. Because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down in Zhengfa. Oh. Miss Cami Melee. Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did. No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Melee. But I did make that kind of boo-boo all the time. She used the word boo-boo. This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction. Very well, Miss Melee. If you please tell me about your alibi during the time span. From just before where we landed at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. to when the body was found. Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth? I need to do that a little more playful. It has been a week since I last voiced her. I need to reestablish the voiceover. Yeah. From 3 to 4, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. How is that man supposed to react to testimony like that? Miss Melee, wake up! She fell asleep again. It looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. Yeah. From 3 to 4, I was in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. All by my lonesome self. There we go. I'm gonna, try to heighten up a bit. If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class in the lounge. Between the hours of 3 to 4 a.m. Yeah, but that kind of stuff is run by Miss Rhonda. Then what were you doing in the attendance room at that time? Eating and then having the most delicious dream. You mean you were neglecting your duties? No way. Sleeping is part of our job too, you know. Oh, yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was, in the flight attendant, all by my lonesome self. So you were alone the entire time, were you? Yeah, no one else even popped to their head to say hi. Oh, and I think that contradiction just popped up to say hi. What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Well, no reason not to raise an objection. Miss Melee, there's a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony. Huh? What are you talking about? It's not possible that you were alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6 a.m. Probably because of Rhoda Tenerio's receipt, which happened in 5:40 a.m. and when found in the attendance room. I wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Melee. Huh? A receipt? For what? It's for the suitcase Miss Tenero brought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp. As you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m. Miss Tenero! Yes? Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you'd have her locked up by now. I requested that she'd be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Miss Tenero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in the in-flight shop, correct? Yes, I went to the flight shop to buy a suitcase. After which, I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off. And did you see Miss Melee there at that time? No. So, Miss Melee, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Miss Cammy Melee! Huh? The bathroom? I'll be the one to ask questions here. Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Nature calls, you know. Did you take me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true. But it's the truth. Cross my heart. I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage. You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out? Well, she wants to testify again. Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew. But you think that maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too? She's doing the pick-me girl thing again. She is the one in charge of the elevator keycard in the shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious. Please leave Mr. Nair out of the conversation. Only you are the suspicion for now. I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda. Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can very well let her escape, can I? Never mind. When you want to know something, Miss Rhoda actually kinda like... I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of this. I thought she was gonna say, like, the usual, I know I don't like him this way, but, like, she went after him for not liking her graphic design. Okay, for those who weren't in the last stream, Rhoda graphic design is my passion. Tenero designed this. And Edgeworth really dissed her for it. And she got really angry. Honestly, you go, Rhoda. If they don't like your vibe, then they're not worth it. Now's not the time for that sort of talk. Man, I completely forgot about that part. Look, I know you suspect me because I'm one of the crew. But do you think I maybe... No. We already... Since she's the one in charge of the elevator and keycard in the shop, you know. Then what were you in charge of? Vibing? I was in charge of vibing, you know. I have no words. And what are you in charge of, Miss Melee? I take care of the attendance room. That doesn't count! Aw, but I spent too much time in there. I might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented in languages. So she assists passengers who may not speak English. Especially those who speak Borginian. She is the only one in this flight who is fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of what am I in charge of? Why don't you say that in the first place? What else could I have meant? Yes, I'm really good in Borginian. She's fluent in Borginian. Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Borginian. Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Borginian. Very interesting. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious. She's the one in charge of the job, you know. If you ask her that oh, and there's a new statement right here. All I'm in charge of are the attendance room and some Borginian stuff. Oh, you mean like the Alfred certificate? Because to me, that makes a lot of sense. So you're the only one in this flight crew that speaks Borginian. Is that correct? Oh yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad in Virginia for a while. And what exactly did you learn? Borginian stuff. If that's the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? Ooh, we got this Pursuit Corner theme going on. Huh? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose. To lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. Blanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed the document in Borginian is you, Miss Melee. Without your participation, the smuggling of the Alif Red could not have occurred. Don't sleep to you while I'm pointing my finger at you. Ooh. Look, she has pupils now. Yes, but nobody can hear it. Nobody can hear what explode things. I hope it's not any sound issues. Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. It is exactly as you say.
Are you confessing to having participated in the smuggling?
No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that document. And you can't use that fact alone to make allegations of a smuggling stick. A smuggling stick.
There's zero game sound? No way! Oh my god, we're like... There are some plings and plongs here. Music, though, is very low. Oh my god. Yeah, hold on, chat. I'm gonna take care of that. Technical difficulties galore. I hope it's better now. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, no, it's like it sounded fine in my monitor. Unfortunately it didn't. Maybe it's because my desktop audio is also really low. How is it now? Raise it overall in OBS. Yeah, it was really low. It was like a lot of decibels. Man, I just feel bad because I don't know when I did that, and it means okay, lower a bit. It's now on -5 decibels. I hope it's better now. And I'm also gonna remove my sensitivity so it doesn't capture it. -3. It's on -3 now. Yeah. Sorry for the technical difficulties for this entire stream, chat. I'm so sorry. I really did not know. But we'll continue as usual, and thank you very much for the correction. Whoops. Big ooh-womp moment right there. And you can raise myself by 2 decibels. I'm currently very, Oh, I also needed I also captured my mic right here. Yeah, I just didn't really pay attention to that, but thank you so much for pointing it out. Welcome to the stream. We're currently in the big villain compensations, and it turns out that this entire place, people didn't really hear the game. My bad. Oh well. Happens. Happens to the best of us. Happens to the worst of us. I think that I think that I'll need to do, maybe, when I upload this to YouTube, then I'll just, like, raise everything a bit. I'll think about that at least. Oh well, happens. Let's continue.
There's no direct correlation after all. All I have is my signature on a piece of paper.
Really? All you did was sign it?
I neglected to check if the cargo hold has been loaded onto the plane properly.
Well, we can't really see the signature, so that makes sense why we couldn't really see it. We didn't really point out.
So sorry about that.
Seems like she's finally woken up. This could be one tough fight.
Suppose, and this is just a supposition, even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection! If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have had a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in a middle investigation regarding the smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring.
Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is the smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on the plane for work purposes.
Fucking blew it at me. It's so goofy. So perhaps there is a bit of element of setup and play in this case.
What are you talking about?
She went brrr. Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. Which you suspect that I am. Welcome to this streams 8row and Uzik Kyle. We're currently in the big confrontation, and luckily, as we're going into the end game, I finally fixed the volume. Happens. I'm gonna stop apologizing for that, I promise. First it was myself, and now it's Mr. Nero who's under the microscope. Seems to me our killer is going to go to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can.
You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up, or that she isn't.
Actually, I believe she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all the blame for the crime onto her. And this evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Mr. Nero from the very beginning. And that, my friends, I think it's the suitcase. We'll go use suitcases. Let's go! The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body up from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? No, don't hurt the doll. The only way all these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Mr. Nero for the murder. Mr. Nero buys a suitcase every flight she works on without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back in the suitcase. Ergo, they made it with whoever was at hand, adapting to the plan. And tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for Footless Endeavor, won't you agree?
Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer have to need to frame someone that badly anyway?
That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. The special circumstance dictated the need for the killer to frame someone. I'm pretty sure it's either when or the where, and I think the where. I'm gonna see. Maybe it's where. The special circumstance is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances of the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Mr. Nero or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Mr. Nero or myself, but you, Miss County Melee. Only you and you alone could be the killer.
Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence.
Oh, that's true. Now it's the crisis music. I can see the outline. I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. And there isn't any piece of evidence that's still unaccounted. And isn't there still unaccounted for? Something that I still can't quite fit into the big picture? I think it's the missing phone. We still haven't figured that out. I don't have any actual evidence.
I thought not.
But that's because it went missing, and still is.
Missing? What do you mean by that?
In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece I kept getting stuck on. And that is the victim's cell phone. Francisca, you were waiting on the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks's cell phone. Or at least, that's what you told me.
That's right.
But Agent Hick's cell phone could not be found at the crime scene. You mean the killer took the phone with them? Precisely. I suspected if we were to find the phone, it would lead us to the killer.
Come on, get serious.
If the victim fell to his death from the height...
If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well?
We won't know until we have a trial experiment, will we? Francisca, I'd like to ask you for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not?
Of course I do.
Of course I do. And that's her cyan phone, which matches Agent Hicks's phone. It's ringing from somewhere, sir.
I hear it, Detective. Now, where's it coming from? We've determined that the real crime scene is here. All that's left is to catch the killer. Sounds like the phone is up from the flight attendant's room.
We better hurry to the flight attendant's room, sir.
Oh. We need to go up. The elevator is inoperable right now. The ringing is coming from the attendant's room. I'll have to use the stairs. Can't believe we're going to the stairs all just for that. And we have the address.
The ringing's coming from somewhere in here, sir. Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. The ringing's coming from here, sir.
What?
No, it can't be. This has got to be the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is this, sir?
It's Miss Teneiro's.
What? This is getting complicated. That sneaky Carmy Melee.
She is really insistent on framing her, isn't she? So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where did you find the phone?
I found it in the in-flight attendant's room in Miss Teneiro's locker.
What? But...
Rhoda Teneiro.
I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Miss Von Karma, isn't it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rhoda Teneiro right away.
Objection!
Wait, I have a theory. A game theory. This is related to the incident with the key card. When the killer went to steal the key card. Can we examine the phone? Looks like we can. Well, we know the screen is broken. What else? The LCD is broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. Ah, it's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve a crime scene of a smuggling? With a phone? With a Pahony? A Pahony examiner? They conveniently stashed all the cell phone in Miss Teneiro's locker at the same time.
Objection!
This is related to the key card, all right. In the same way that you have zero proof that the killer did just that. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the one bird we cannot ignore. What should I do? Francisca's right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright, why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? Must have been something very incriminating on or in it. Well, we already know, because we examined it. What now, Miles Edgeworth? 1 second. Let's continue onwards. I just want to check something. It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone. What? What? Inside the phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We need to examine the phone in more detail. I think it's the camera. Ah, it's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder. Francisca, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures? Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about that kind of basic stuff, sir. This looks very similar to a model of my own. And mine can take photos just fine. Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? Let's go! Music is getting hype right now. If so, I'd say that there are some very inconvenient photos in here that are for our killer smuggler. But the phone's all busted up, sir.
Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken throne.
Ugh, I'll find a way, don't you worry about that.
May I go back to sleep now?
Objection!
The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also the reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase his data. What?
What do you mean by that, Franziska? Oh my god, Edgeworth, you are so technologically behind. The year is 2019 and you have no idea how a phone works? Turns out he isn't.
It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible then that the photos are still inside, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone.
Franziska, your phone, if you please.
Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now. This is... Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case.
Hey, the Aleph thread's nowhere in this pic, sir.
The era. Yes, he's behind the era. But that has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right?
Ouch, he's right. There's not much we can find out from this about Agent Hicks's killer, sir.
Is this it? Is this the end?
Is there really nothing here we can use? Let's see. What's all this? Oh, they're a cargo ship of Virginia to Zhengfa.
So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Zhengfa.
Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there's no English written on them anywhere.
One cluster of boxes is written in Bulgarian. It says, whatever. Barnard Bosch. It is cloth in English.
Cloth?
Could it be?
Is this where the killer...
What is that scary face?
Miss Melee?
Yes?
It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece that will point out who the killer is.
Huh. Maybe you should enforce your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth.
The Virginian color on this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer. And well, we know what it is. It's Virginian cloth.
Take that!
And what is that supposed to prove?
And the killer used this piece of cloth to wipe the blood they had spilled. But there's one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I have finally my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Zhengfa had cloth written on it. In Borgidian, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed the piece to clean up with the blood with. That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Borginian. And the only crew member that fits the description is you, Miss Cammy Melee.
Hold it!
Ha! That's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care the boxes in English or Virginian.
Objection!
Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature.
What?
There was no need for the killer to tear through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Virginian, well then... logically, the killer would have opened this box first. Ah, well, we know what it is. We got her, gamers. We got her good.
Take that!
That was smart. That was really clever. Hey, it says bedsheets in English right in the box, sir. Precisely. And bedsheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, would you say?
Hold it! So what are you trying to say?
That if I were the criminal, this box of bedsheets would have been what I would have spotted first. However, the killer chose to use some Virginian cloth.
Do you have an explanation for that?
The killer didn't want anyone to know what the real scene of the crime was this cargo. The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold. So they're afraid to leave signs in the box for the sheet. Signs that the box for the sheets had been opened. However, the Virginian cloth, that's a horse of a different color. Because the killer knew it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Zhengfa? That's right. That is why the Virginian cloth was used. And the only Virginian related on board who could make such a calculated decision is you, County Melee. You and you alone. It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact Zhengfa authorities in time. We even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within these boxes. That was a very Bostonian boxes right there. I said boxes. It's like, I don't even know if I'm doing a good British accent. I'm just doing an accent that kind of sounds British. And like, sometimes I have like these weird slips. So what do you say, Miss Melee? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from an investigation in Zhengfa? Borginian salary sounds. And he was Interpol. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. He was scared. He was in trouble. I killed him. March 12th, 5:26 p.m. Flight G390, first floor lounge. We finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir. Very good, detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that? They're taking her down to the prison now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approach a topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. Wow. It was scary, sir. She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing's for sure, the ring behind this one must mean serious business. This looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. And there's, Miss Art Student, who probably has her degree from Udemy or like an online school. Not that we have anything against that.
Mr. Edgeworth. I just want to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much.
It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation.
But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might have not been here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that will please accept this as a token of my appreciation. That's... I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it.
No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. And remember, we here at GoU Airlines are always ready to serve Mr. Edgeworth. And you'll probably also have a lifetime discount.
I mean, on one hand, that's really appreciated. On the other hand, this airline is violating a lot of laws. Plenty of them. Too many to even mention. There's a lot of fraud here, Rhoda. You should probably try to get another one. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. 2 of them at least. Yes. Previous stream we found out like there's the fact that they're selling life jackets. That's the first one. And I think that like a lot of its stuff isn't very secure in the gift shop.
Now I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue, no matter where you go.
No, I like Rhoda's cute. She's definitely she's a very likable character. I can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, but boy, was it fun. That's wonderful, Gumshoe, because we have at least a few days of doing that.
Oh, we do?
Well, this is a flashback case, so yes. Speak for yourself. My day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. This is like game 1 all over again. And I had to fend for myself this time. By the way, where's Franziska? Oh, she's filling out some custom paperwork for her departure. Departure? Yeah, Miss Von Karma's always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case. Detective, can you cancel the call I had to reserve earlier? You got it, sir. March 12, 5:47 p.m. Hope Springs Airport. Franziska. I thought I told you when you first landed. I have no time for idle chatter. I have no intentions of wasting your time. However, it has been a while since we last met. I also have no time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am? You are Franziska Von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect. Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing Pierrot, living her life in the name of and fame of her invincible father, Fate. True, your father, Martha Von Karma, didn't lose a single case for over 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible. What are you talking about? As a group I'm on trial of is a little more troublesome than most. Also, Franziska, you should know he was indefensible. That man literally took care of him. I am still in denial of that. It was very emotionally traumatizing for me. Anyways, the group I'm on trial of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of the big picture. Sounds like a dangerous assignment. You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself. Yes, I suppose you can. Plus, there's another agent on this case with me. Oh, another agent. He's a star among Interpol agents. He has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows, you may even run into him one day. I was simply caught up in this one case. I hardly know where we will cross paths. I suppose. But I doubt he would say the same. I'm not following you. You'll understand soon enough. This fight has only just begun. The fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back on the country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back. In full. So it's not just revenge. It's gratefulness. And just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? Thank goodness, I can finally rest easy knowing I won't ever have to watch her for her life. Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all of your help and cooperation. It was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. I think I'm going to celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight. Just how much did it cut your salary by, Franziska? I mean, I was also complacent, but not as much. Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office. Sure thing, sir. I'll fly down the road in the patrol car if you want. Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Thus, I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Franziska Von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play. And the players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Edgeworth speaking. Ah, finally. I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through. And you are? Have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy? Mr. Amano. Ernest Amano, correct? Aha, so you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped. The end. Okay, so that was Turnabout Airlines. Honestly, the case holds really well. I had a lot of fun. The characters were a lot of fun. The mystery, the final twist was really nice. I mean, once you do a process of elimination, finding out who the next culprit is very easy. But it's still it's still really fun. There was also just moments that like made me laugh, laugh and all that. So very solid case, and I think that it also shows how much it shows that Franziska has grown a bit since Manfred von Karma's stuff, since the events of the original trilogy. She's still very much a hard ass who likes whipping things as catharsis, but it does feel like she's using her whip to better purposes. And also repaying him in full. It doesn't seem like it's just about revenge, it's also about gratitude. Edgeworth and Franziska have such an interesting dynamic because for Edgeworth, it's actually good for him to move on from the Von Karma legacy, considering, spoilers, Von Karma killed his dad. But Franziska is still trying to reclaim the basis of, the basis of what her father left to her. Because not all of it was bad. Franziska, and yeah, her dad is a major terrible asshole of a man. But Franziska still, wants to be perfect. It's not that, and she's, I hope, at least being a little healthier about this. So, we've only streamed for, an hour and 50. I think we can do another hour and begin case 3, but first of all, I'm going to hop to the bathroom, and we'll be back in just a moment. Okay, and we are back, chat. Sorry for the absence. Yeah, that was a bit of ASMR right there. We're gonna save our progress. And I'm just gonna start the kidnap turnabout because because that case, it definitely has one of the funner settings in Ace Attorney games. And I think that one of the nice things about Ace Attorney investigations is the spectacle of it all. I think that one of the in the original trilogy, one of the biggest and like the other top and I think Apollo Justice, because of the limitations of the hardware, the amount of locations that like you could explore were much more subdued, against it, like in contrast to say Phoenix Wright. So like, yeah, you had cases in a circus, and you had a case in a hotel. It's not like there weren't any like eccentric locations, but this one just has a really nice sense of like bringing you to these really cool locations. And because of the lack of hardware limitations, the updated stuff, you basically like get to explore these really beautiful, lively locations to be in. Edgeworth's office like is not a new scene, a new place you can hang around, like you can wander around in, but like actually strolling around and seeing what's up in the actually strolling around and going around it is different than like the visual novel style of the other game. And now, ramblings aside, let's continue to the kidnap turnabout and see if that case is also good. The kidnapped turnabout. We're probably not gonna advance that much in that one, as we are probably gonna be finishing the stream in like an hour, but let's at least dip our toes into it. It's time. Don't worry, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be following your every movement with my binoculars. Good to hear. I'll make sure you don't lose sight of me. I'm counting on you for your backup. You can count on me, sir. I have to go. The kidnapper is supposed to contact me soon. Who would have thought that upon my return, I'd be thrust into a kidnapping case? And that I would be the one who would have to make the ransom drop-off. Let's see, I check that all the money is there, safe inside the suitcase. Now all I have to do is wait further instructions from the kidnapper, which I'm expected to be transferred to my cell phone. I wonder who else is around. If this is the meeting place after all. And it seems like Rhoda's suitcase is actually coming to use. Welcome to Gatewater Land! Huh? Oh, thank you. And a big hello to you. I'm the Proto Badger. Nice to meet you. I really don't like the Proto Badger. Like, the Badger designs are known for being creepy. Like, the Blue Badger one that you used is also not great. But, like, look specifically at the Proto Badger and his soulless, creepy eyes. It's just really... Also, it does not look like a badger. I don't understand why it's a badger. Excuse me, but were you perhaps thinking of taking a picture of me? A picture of you? Sorry, but I'm not interested. Aw, that's too bad. Well, have a good day! Hello? Eat your hamburgers, Apollo. Who are you? You're not Ernest Amano.
It sounds like the kidnapper is using some sort of voice alteration device. I'm his representative, Miles Edgeworth. Are you a cop? I mean, some people consider prosecutors cops, so... No, I'm a prosecutor. Awkward silence. I know what you're wondering, and yes, I have brought the ransom money with me. I see. In that case, bring the money with you to the stadium. So this person intends to see if I'm being followed, huh? Please, Detective Gumshoe, I really need you to come through for me this one time. Guys, look, it's the Gavineers! Let's go! Also, the Battle of the Magicians, Max Galactica versus Troop Grimarier. You know, I really like all these, the Gavineers special concert. I mean, that's nice. It's like these callbacks to, Troop Grimarier and Max Galactica, who is unfortunate. Honestly, not much of a good competition considering how, Troop Grimarier is just very cursed. Thalassa, like, had his, read an Edgeworth voice. Event schedule, Battle of the Magicians, Max Galactica versus Troop Grimarier in the Gavineer special concert. Yeah, and Max Galactica, it's Max Galactica is just a huge ass creep. He is, like, go up. Like, to the event schedule? I read it out loud. What am I missing? Patrol... I don't understand what you want from me. The chat. Oh. Oh, okay. Listen, as chat knows, I am blind. I'm not very perceptive, so we're just gonna say... Hello. Wait. Hello, who's calling the Pahoni? Do you know who I am? There we go. If you guys want to pay me to do, readouts in my bad Edgeworth impersonation, then I can do that. Thanks, I died. I'm very happy. I can't believe I have a body count. I really am the real culprit of Ace Attorney. Edgeworth speaking. Next, come to the haunted house. And just how long do you intend to have me wander around for? That's for me to decide. You don't have much of a choice here, my friend. I suppose not. I've arrived. Go inside. Oh no. What a dismal place. That's it. Go through those doors. Am I being watched from somewhere? Leave the money and go. Now. I was hoping for an exchange, but maybe I should do as they say for now and not push it. Wow, what an no wonder why Edgeworth was asking about like if his Pahoni if Pahonis can take photos. His phone is an absolute relic. I mean, look at that. Edgeworth is, like, extremely loaded. Like, you saw his office. You saw his tea sets that he bought straight from England. His car. He has a red sports car, which is also unlucky because the body was dropped off there. But he still has this relic-ass phone. Edgeworth, where's your newest iPhone? I couldn't catch a glimpse of the kidnapper. Perhaps
should keep an eye on the haunted house until police backup arrives.
It's the scene!
Be careful, the Proto Badger is out to get you! The only explanation is that he is a very drunk time traveler. Ah, that was a trap! March 13th, 11:23 a.m. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. That guy. Betrayed. No, can't be. Then the deal. Who is that? And what are they talking about? Split, police. Alright. In front of meetup. Can't move my body. I fear I might faint again. Now we know that there was rain. Where am I? How long was I out? It wasn't raining like this, like it is now when I made the drop-off. This was supposed to be a simple affair. So why have I been taken hostage as well? I can only assume that Detective Gumshoe lost sight of me at some point. The only reason I agreed to be the drop-off man was because of that phone call. This was from Mr. Ernest Amano, the director of the powerful Zaibatsu, the Amano Corps. What's a Zaibatsu? Is it like... First of all, Tekken reference. Second of all, I'm gonna look up what a Zaibatsu is. Zaibatsu is a financial clique. Yeah. It's a Japanese term referring to the industrial and financial vertically integrated business conglomerates in the Empire of Japan, whose influence size allowed them to control... Okay, so a monopoly. They actually, I think, pretty sure this wasn't in the original game. Zaibatsu were large, family-controlled, vertically integrated business groups, and they were dissolved after the occupation, were replaced by the Keiretsu system. Well, alternate timeline, maybe? Aside from that, I also hold a great depth of gratitude. His only son, Lance, has been kidnapped. I know that Lance is already in his 20s, but I guess some things you never grow out of. I can't sit around waiting for someone to come help me. I must escape somehow.
Was that you making that funny sound?
One sec. Hold on, I'm... Who's there? And how dare you laugh at my gentleman's plight? There she is, the one and only. Who are you? Are you the one who killed the kidnappers?
The kidnapper? Me? No way. I'm not into such petty crimes. Nope. I'm up to something much, much bigger.
I must be worn out from today's ordeal. Focus, Miles. You will find out soon. Keyblade hair looking ass lady. You'll see.
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Sorry about that.
She's the assistant for the game, by the way.
Even in the depths of the night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine, the light of the righteous on the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief,
Yatagarasu! Great thief. And did she really claim to be the Yatagarasu?
Oh, but right, my real name is Kay Faraday. You can call me Kay, Kay? Good, glad that's settled. That's a line that lives rent-free in my brain.
Not quite. I have a mountain of questions for you. But first, if you would please be so kind as to remove these ropes.
I wonder, should I remove them? I was actually having a lot of fun watching you make these silly faces. Hey, there's no need to get all mad and icy clary on me, you know? The rope goes through here, and there you go.
What a relief. I owe you my thanks.
Ah, it's okay. You can pay me back in full later.
Now then, what questions should I start with? Unfortunately, I can already tell nothing is going to be easy with this cheeky girl. I love Kay's theme song. It's so catchy. You can call yourself a great thief if you're already a thief at all.
You doubt me? I get it. You think a young lady like me couldn't possibly be such a big-time thief, right?
That's not the part I have a tough time believing.
I am the real, genuine Yatagarasu, you know? Yep, I'm a pure-blooded great thief. It's a little something I inherited from my predecessor.
In that case, you wouldn't mind if I arrested you then, right?
What? Of course I'd mind. I haven't stolen anything yet.
Seriously, I don't know how I can say such a horrible thing to your savior. That's true. Technically, she hasn't stolen anything in front of me yet. When you say you're the Yatagarasu, do you mean you're the Yatagarasu?
Yep. The most righteous of the righteous. The legendary great thief. But I inherited the title only recently. So I haven't had a chance to steal anything yet as the second Yatagarasu.
I'm not aware thieves can pass on their titles like that.
But don't worry, I've got some big plans in the works.
Big plans, huh? They wouldn't happen to lead to a big arrest, would they?
I knew it. There's just no reasoning with a prosecutor.
I'm not a problem here.
I'll have you know that the Yatagarasu has no interest in stealing petty trinkets. There's one thing and only one thing I want to steal.
Only one thing? And what would that be?
But that's going to have to wait until we find a way out of here.
Well, at least there's one thing that we agree on. I'm sure I'll have plenty of time later to learn more about you.
So, you never told me what your name is, Mr. Prosecutor.
No, I guess not. I'm Miles Edgeworth.
Aha! Now I remember.
How can you remember something I just told you? It sure is cheery.
Alright then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's get out of here.
Huh? It would seem that we are locked in front of the other side.
What? No way! I don't hear you. La 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 la.
Kay, do you remember where you came from, right? Looks like that might be our only way out with this room.
Whoops, slight miscalculation. That's a good height to make an entrance from, but I can't jump that height to make an exit.
I suppose we have no choice but to look around and see if we can find another another way. For now, she's just gonna keep banging on the door because, of course, she is. I'm gonna try to present my badge to her.
Hey, don't you think getting out of here is more important right now? You can ask me about that later.
I suppose she's right. And we also have this. Yeah, I know. So this is the Gatewater Land. There's the stadium where a lot of the main attractions are. And then there's the hotel in the middle. By the way, in order to give you some lore, Gatewater Hotel is a chain of hotels in the Ace Attorney series. Basically, what it means is, and with every Gatewater establishment ever, there has been, okay, with every Gatewater establishment ever, there has been, like, a crime of some sorts. There was, in case 2 of the first game, in the Gatewater Hotel, that's when, one of the main characters of the game dies. In case 4, that's where another murder case happens. So, anything that has the word Gatewater on it is very, cursed. Also, it's so weird that, like, they have the police mascots as, like, the theme park mascots. It's just... This park in particular is just very cursed. It's like, first of all, Edgeworth goes into a very morally corrupt, airline. And now he goes to morally corrupt, and then he goes to morally corrupt theme park. Isn't this my phone? It looks like it made it through the ordeal intact. If only there was a way for us to contact someone on the outside. But we do have a way right here. There was a cell phone here this whole time? If I'm right, Detective Gumshoe should have contacted the precinct for backup by now. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay? I was so worried, sir. I'm fine. I was knocked conscious for a spell by the kidnapper, that's all. I'm sorry, sir. I'm such a failure. If only I'd lost sight of you. Detective, we don't have time for this. Have the police set up a perimeter right now. You don't have to worry about that, sir. I already got the boys working on that. But in doing that, I sort of... Ah! What's wrong, Detective? Sorry to butt in, but I'm afraid you're going to have to make to do with me. Who is this? Shilong Long of Interpol. Oh, it's Shilong Long. A pleasure to speak with you, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard a great deal about you. So what exactly is an Interpol agent like yourself involved in a domestic kidnapping case? So what exactly is an Interpol agent like you yourself involved in a domestic kidnapping case? Don't sweat the details. A crime's a crime, whether it's on a local or global scale. Besides, you're the one who's in a world of trouble. And why would you say that? Longzy says, the pack that runs together stays together. You catch my drift? You caused quite a ruckus by running blindly into a situation and then getting caught. You should have contacted the police from the very beginning. I'm sorry, but this happened. I'm sorry that this happened because of a lapse in judgment. However, I humbly request that you please help me out of here post-haste. Sorry, no can do. What? We're hunting the kidnapper now and haven't got any hands to spare. As I said, my pack moves as one. Oh my god. He keeps speaking in wolf lingo, and I just keep thinking of that awful song from the Zombies the Animated Series that all the TikTok kids are making fun of now. Oh, so cursed. It's not your fault, Long. And also just alpha males in general. You're the one who wanted to go alone, so good luck to you, Mr. Prosecutor. And once we do catch a kidnapper, rest assured we'll come find you. Eventually. You... What's wrong? Did you get cut off? No, my phone ran out of power. No way! It doesn't matter anyway. We should try and get out of here through our own means. Yeah, I have to live up to the name after all. If we put our heads together, I'm sure we'll find a way out. What is this? Looks like the Bad Badger, and it's looking as bad as ever. And he's probably he's the least cursed of the Badger designs, merely at the fact that we don't see his eyes. Looks like a custom head to me. I guess the Bad Badger's costume is at the very least a two-piece, huh? The real question is, why is there only the head sticking out of here on the floor? Good question. Hey, there's something inside the bottom right box. Oh, I think it's a Pink Badger costume. Pink Badger.
You don't keep up with what's going on in the world, do you? In that case, you better study up on the whole Badger clan with this.
Look at how disturbing the Proto-Badger is. I don't like that. Look at how he's grabbing, like, his costume. I extra don't like that.
What is this thing? Think of it as a Bible of all things you'll ever need to know about the clan.
Whatever, I suppose you can keep it as a reference guide or something. I can't believe there's a fucking Bible for the Badgers. I suppose this means that this is where they keep all the costumes.
It certainly looks that way. It's like the Badger family's home.
There are 8 boxes, but some of them are empty. Which means that 7 of the costumes are in use right now. But aren't these Badgers the mascots of the police force?
Well, I heard the police had a hand in sponsoring this theme park. Probably because the Gatewater Group owes the police a lot for the cases they solved.
Ah, that's why. Wow, this... I mean, it's itchy in there, yes. Yeah, but like, did they have to take a photo of it? Of like the Proto-Badger like this? It's just really bad. They have all the power of the state and they use it to make a theme park? Edgeworth, that's called propaganda. They're doing propaganda. This entire park is propaganda park.
It's not just a theme park. They have a handcuff-shaped double-looping roller coaster.
That's quite enough. I'm feeling woozy just from the thought of such a thing. We're trusting to leave inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. And will you look at here? We have a key. And what do we have here?
Ah!
Why do I feel laser-like stare aimed right at me? Did you want to take a look?
Well, I don't mind if I do. Oh, I see. This is definitely a key. I'm sure it's a key to something.
And something is what is relevant to my interests. I suppose this is a pink badger? But since it has the same design, doesn't it seem to be forced to call this one a female?
You think so? I mean, just look at how long her eyelashes are.
That's the only difference.
And the fact she's pink.
Yes, and
the lips are red. See? Lipstick.
What? She has nothing to say about the giant pink ribbon, or is that too obvious? This is that blue badger I met at the main gate.
Excuse me, but his name is Proto-Badger, not Blue Badger. He's based off the very first design created by a local police chief. You know, when you compare the two, the Blue Badger looks a bit cuter.
I suppose you can redesign him. The chief managed to make him look cuter and cuter. Even humanity has come a long way when you think about how much we've evolved.
Are we comparing the Blue Badger to humans now?
So this is the Blue Badger's rival, the Bad Badger, huh? Do you feel some sort of reverence towards this badger, Kay?
Ha! I can't believe you would be so stereotypical when it comes to thieves. Surely you must also think there's much cooler and cuter ones out there, right? That's it! I decided thieves and thievery need an image makeover.
Good luck with that one. Man, I love Kay. Is she the best assistant? I don't know. Is she similar to Trucy and Maya? Is she the same archetype? Yes, but she's also funny. She's also just really funny, guys.
Look, it's the Blue Badger!
I suppose even this thing can be popular with women.
My nemesis.
What in the... Why is she bidding it up?
He's got the word badge right in his name. That's nothing but bad news for someone like me. I think he's out there wandering around in this park.
I better be careful, he's gonna arrest me by the power of his name alone! I somehow doubt the Blue Badger has the power to arrest anyone. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't.
Man, why do they have to put a window so high up anyway? How is a thief supposed to make her daring escape?
I suppose we can make our way if we're able to climb on top of these lockers.
Aha! That's pretty clever. You make a good thief. Yeah, get Mr. Edgeworth. Please don't ever place me and name the word thief in the same sentence again. Let's see. I wonder if I can jump and grab the top of the locker here. Hey! Hey! Man, why do they have to make such ginormous lockers anyway? Yeah, these lockers are really big. If you really want to use these lockers, we need some sort of food. Maybe we can use the paint to help us escape. And what exactly would you have in mind? Well, we could paint help in really giant letters. And who, pray tell me, see these giant letters? We're inside the building. Okay, and how about the light we paint on fire and set out colored smoke signals? Anyone who saw it would think some crazy arsonist was about and call the cops. Actually, it may not be so great for me since I am a thief at all. Let's try and find something other than the paint to use, shall we? Wild imagination with that one. They're holding a blue badger photo rally. You didn't know? Plus, it's not just the blue badger, it's his whole family, too. If you manage to snap a shot of every member of the family, you get a really posh prize. Well, there's a costume head sitting over there. Why didn't you start with a picture of that? You can't do that! That's cheating! There's only one of each badger in the park, so you have to work for it. Speaking of badgers, there was one sitting against the wall in the haunted house. Seriously? But somehow I don't think that one counts, Mr. Edgeworth. You have to take pictures of costumed ones walking around the park. So those are the rules of the game. Quaint. Do you know where the person you kidnapped me went? Well, after they locked you up in here, it sounded like they went to the next room and started talking to someone. I feel like I heard something as well, but it's all a haze in my mind. However, I do recall the kidnapper was talking with someone. Maybe just a guess from before, but I guess I really am dealing with two kidnappers here. After all, after that they left. It almost seemed like they were done with you. I suppose that is the case, as my kidnapping seems like an afterthought to the $1 million. Well, if they went to the next room, let's see what we can find through the slot. Ooh, we can peer into the room where the kidnappers were in front there. I want us to have inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Well, we have a ladder. Is that what I think it is? It looks like the kidnappers had an escape tunnel prepared just in case. That's awesome! They're like a bunch of great thieves themselves. No, they're not, because I highly doubt they made the tunnel themselves. The floor panel was moved and propped up against the beam in a very specific way. I think this building was originally built with a basement or underground area. I think we have enough to logic our way out of this. Maybe it connects to the tiny key? Nope. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Not the most, not the straightest line of logic. Costumes. Maybe there's something we missed? Oh, no, he already checked, so it never hurts to take another look. This is the beam I was tied to. What's up? I was wondering if perhaps you could make it over and out by the window if you climb this. Good thinking! And if it's climbing action you need, just leave it to me. Thanks, the little hook looks like it might just make it a great foothold. Up you go, Kay, and good luck. Count on it! The great thief Gadagrassi spreads her mighty wings and takes to the skies. Here I go! Why is she like this? As I thought this beam was definitely not made for climbing. What do you mean, as I thought? I'm not your guinea pig, you know. Congratulations, Edgeworth. You adapted your own Maya. Your own mayonnaise. It's beam-to-beam action. A hook on this beam. You know, I already tried, and there's no way I can jump from that hook to the window. Come on, even you have to admit when something's just not possible. Huh, I wasn't about to suggest that again. Rather, it's here for a different purpose. I just want to look at the profile pages. Let's go back. Really? Like what? As you saw in the adjacent room, it's clearly for keeping a floor panel propped up. Which means that there should be a panel in this room that we can open as well. Oh, I get it! We didn't notice its existence all this time because it was being hidden by this trap. Alright then, let's fold this thing up and see what's underneath. Now this is what I call treasure. Let's examine it. Wow, this must be another entrance to the secret hidden basement. I totally smell treasure. The scent I wish to smell is the sweet fragrance of freedom. Then what are you waiting for? Hurry up and open the hatch. All right. This thing is locked down tight. Aw, fiddlesticks. Do teenagers even say fiddlesticks again? Yeah, it came back in new slang. Okay, let's do the logic. I believe you're up, Kay. Huh? Why me? Because we need to use this tiny key that you've taken quite a liking to. Okay, gotcha. Just leave it to me. I love the tense feeling in those moments when you're about to uncover something big. I believe the feeling of freedom would be much more satisfying right now. All right, I got the secret door open, and now... Wait! What? Ah! Are you alright, Kay? I'm fine, the ladder just slipped is all. Thank goodness she's alright. I about had a coronary. There's a lot of really large machinery down here. What about an exit? It's really dark and cramped there, so I really doubt there's an exit. Oh, I can't believe that happened! You only have yourself to blame for leaving before you looked, you know. No way! How was I supposed to know that the ladder is removable? Also, Kay, you have one foot inside the trapdoor. We're just gonna ignore that. Underground ladder to locker. And let's connect it. I figured out how we would escape this prison, Kay. Oh? So how are we gonna bust out? It seems your reckless actions were of use after all. Are you actually praising me? More of a thank you for giving me an idea regarding the ladder. The underground ladder? What about it? This ladder isn't just for those who wish to go down. Oh, I see. If we use this... Yes, I believe it's long enough to reach the top of those lockers. Well then, what are you waiting for? Alright! Now we can get out of here! Yes, we spent entirely too much time in here. Kidnappers who held me hostage and a mysterious Interpol agent. This case is only getting started and I'll be the one to bring it to a resounding end. Guys, look, it's a kitty. It's orange and it's currently sleeping. Unfortunately you can't pet the cat in the game, so 0 out of 10 game.
Let's do a little more and then we'll end the stream for now. Look at that tush. Looks like it stopped raining for now.
Yeah, and thank goodness. You have no idea how hard it was raining earlier.
Mr. Edgeworth! So glad to see you managed to escape, sir. I was so stressed that I thought my heart was gonna give out.
Detective Gumshoe, may I ask what in the world that is?
Well, that's the thing. Wow. Okay, I just wanna... Look at this. I think that every one of the officers here... Well, I don't know if all of them, but like they have each of them has like a slightly different character design. And there's also one that's sleepy. So you have 1, 2... This guy looks the same as this one. This one looks... Like, they all look like triplets. But then you have, like, this guy who's a little more stern. And then you have this guy who looks like... like a pretty boy. And then you have this one who looks European. And you have this one with the... It's really nice how, like... Yeah, some of them are definitely reused models. But some of them also look different. Count off! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 98, 99. Shifu! All 99 members are here and accounted for, sir. Oh, so that's where he was. Oh, that's such a badass entrance. What the heck do you think you're doing, counting my cubs off like that? Every person is a valuable human being, you get me? And everyone has a name their parents gave to them. No one's a 2 or 3. Everyone, regardless of age, is ranked number 1. Got it? Look at this guy. Shifu! Shifu! You Agent Long, I take it. You infidel! How dare you address our Shifu so rudely? No! No, he's scurrying! He's growling. God damn it, no, I can't take him seriously anymore, no! Lang Zi says, a cub who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder. So don't ever forget to show the proper respect towards another person. Sheena. How do you say her name? This isn't much, but please accept my card. Oh, thank you. Please accept mine in return. You all see that just now? That's how you do. That is the proper way for 2 people to show their respect. Keep that in mind, you'll get far in life. Got it? Oh, that's right. Francisca did warn me. Something about an elite Interpol agent for the Republic of Jiangfa. Apparently this man has the highest successful arrest rate from the organization. Agent Long, why exactly is Interpol agent involved with this clearly domestic case? That's none of your business, Mr. Prosecutor. How is it not? I heard a rumor or two about you. You solved a murder that occurred during your flight home recently, right? Ha! But you sure took a while just to arrest one little flight attendant. How pathetic. Well, my eyebrows aren't connected to my hairline. I'm just gonna ignore that. It's a fashion choice. How dare you say that about Mr. Edgeworth? Are you saying you could have solved it faster, pal? The comedic relief jumps to the aid of his master. How cliché. Look, what I'm getting at is that if I had been there, no one would have died. Oh, so that's the game we're playing, huh? I would have solved the entire case of Agent Hicks would still be with us here today. Agent Long knew yesterday's victim, Agent Ackley Hicks. Hicks was like a brother to me. So now I'm how to take my revenge. Agent Hicks was investigating the smuggling ring with Franziska in the third person. This must be the man she was talking about. In that case, you should understand how I feel as the kidnapped is someone I know. So I ask that you please allow me to participate in the investigation. Not so fast! This isn't your neatly trimmed courtroom of Eden, you know. You're out in the wilderness now, Mr. Prosecutor, and way out of your league. No hard feelings, but why don't you go back to your courtroom now, pretty boy? Oh, he said he's pretty. You dare mock me at the court? I do, and I don't need the help of a filthy prosecutor. Sorry, but the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today. He uses the adjective filthy to describe a prosecutor. Well, a lot of lawyers behind your back, Edgeworth. I don't know if you noticed, Edgeworth, but, like... I mean, people use the word demon prosecutor to describe you. I'm just saying. And why? Why do I feel such intense loathing emanating from him? Alright, man. Good job on the perimeter around the Gatewater land. Now just find the kidnapper and bring the punk to me. Dismissed! Sir! And they all go around. Now then, Mr. Prosecutor, you just sit tight here and don't cause any trouble, you understand? Wait! Mr. Edgeworth! It's been a while since I last met someone so disagreeable. I mean, what about, sir, what about, Zinc LeBlanc? He was disagreeable, but, like, in a different way. Why of all places did he show up here? And completely out of the blue at that. I suppose I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe to fill me in on that. And, okay, the hour is 2:40. We're almost done. So, I say that we're gonna wrap it up for now. We'll do the rest of the questioning. My phone, which I'm keeping, is also getting low, and I think it's enough for today. We, basically what we did today, we did a lot today. And look, and we have new items locked in the gallery. And right now our main key is just Edgeworth being struck by the badger. So iconic. Let's look at the gallery and see what we have. This... Turnabout Airlines for completing episode 2, and we also have, we're playing HD chibi characters. Everything old is new. Oh, this is the orchestra. Guys, this is the orchestra arrangement of the opening song for Investigations 2. I was wondering why it sounded so familiar. I'm guessing we also need to check these out. I'm a big fan of this arrangement. It's really good. I think they also have the they have all the orchestral arrangements, which is really cool. And just a bunch of really cool songs, and also from the so it's really cool how they also included the orchestral arrangements. I'm a huge fan of that. And they also included Edgeworth's original track. So, this is the Ace Attorney case, and I see that I got some really rude, spammers, unfortunate. I'll need to disable that later. So this was the stream for today. Honestly, I'm having a lot of fun with the game right now. My main issue with the game is not, like, so far it's pretty solid. I think that Edgeworth, Gumshoe is being a little dumbed down. And there's just the fact that, like, this game right now is more spectacle focused than character focused than the other mainline games. Like, I'm having fun, and I think the characters are fun, but, like, they don't have... Right now, the ones that we've met in Case 1 and 2 are not the deepest. They work, they do their job really well, but it's like... There is that little meat that, like, you don't see. And it's not like every character in Ace Attorney in the original trilogy was this deep and complex character. And I think, like, I would say that, like, in the first game, in the first Phoenix Wright game, a lot of the supporting characters are very simple, but I wouldn't necessarily call them one note. And, like, as the game goes on, I think that, like, in games 2, 3, and 4, and also, like, in later games, they do find a way, like, they find a way to, like, establish them more and make them more interesting. Yeah, so far, not a lot of complaints. I'm having a lot of fun. We're getting a goofy new scene in Copagandaland, and we'll be continuing our journey into Ace Attorney in some other time. And I'll see you guys later, so stay frosty.